Hi everybody, it's Janet with Fruit of the Vine Art Studio, and it's Saturday at noon, and I'm here to do a little craft with you. Today we're going to be making another Father's Day card. We got one more day before Father's Day, so I thought, hey, why not? Let's just make another Father's Day card. And we're going to be using oil pastels again, just like we did last time. This time it's going to be a little bit different than the one we made last time, though. Let me put this up over here so I can see you when you comment, when you hop on. Just say hi. I appreciate you being here with me. Oh, and I wanted to remind you, too, July is coming up very, very soon. And when July gets here, we are going to be doing our Vacation Bible School. So I really want you to join me for this, guys. It's a free event. It happens every Wednesday at 8 o'clock in July. And we will be telling a story from the Bible and also painting a picture. Now, all you have to do is be keeping an eye on the page during the month of July. Each week, I will post a new template that you can print to use on Wednesday at 8 to join me and paint along and hear the story. You can print as many as you want, and you can paint it with whatever you want. You don't have to use paint. You can use markers, you can use crayons, you can use pencils, you can do whatever you want with it. But I want you to print it out and join me and listen to the story. We're going to feature 4 different stories this year. This is going to be season 2. We did 6 stories last year. Only 4 this year, though. And it's going to be Wednesdays at 8 now. The first, one of the stories, this isn't the first, this will be the last story, is going to be Queen Esther. That's a wonderful story that I think you'll really enjoy. We're also going to be doing Naomi and Ruth. So that'll be a really good story. I wanted to make sure that we did a couple of stories that involved some of the women of the Bible. And then we're going to be doing Samson and Delilah. Now that'll be a great story, and I know that that's got all kinds of wild twists and stuff in it. And the first story that we'll start off with, which will be Wednesday, I believe it's July the 7th. It's the first Wednesday in July. We are going to start off with the story of 3 faithful men. Those men were Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. So we will be talking all about that during the month of July, every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. I really hope that you will join me. It's free. All you have to do is print out one of the templates, join me, and we will paint them and listen to the story. So now today, anyway, let's get on with this craft. That's what we're here for, right? All right, let me tilt you down so that you can see what's going on here. Okay, I've already got this printed out. Not printed out, stenciled out. I used just a stencil of a deer that I could find online there. It's just a stencil of a deer, and I've drawn it on there. This is just my regular watercolor paper. Once again, I'm just using the 144 watercolor paper that you buy at Michael's. That's what I generally make most of my cards with. It's a great for just about every medium. You can use it for paints, you can use it for watercolors, you can use it for oil pastels, you can use it for all kinds of different things, actually. Whatever you like to do with it, markers work great on it too. So anyway, it's just watercolor paper. I have folded it in half, simply like that, and I've put the design on the front of the card. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to tape this one down. This one's going to be a little bit different, but I am going to open it because I do not want the coloring to get on the inside of my card, nor do I want it to carry through if there's too much of the marker or there's too much of the oil pastel with the baby oil, because I will be using baby oil again and Q-tips to do the blending for my oil pastels. It's very simple, very easy thing to do. So I'm going to get my oil pastels out here. I've got just regular oil pastels, nothing fancy. I'm going to open those up, and I'm going to start with, let me get this off of there. I'm going to start with a little bit of a yellow, and I'm going to put that down in here near the bottom of the page. Well, right at the top of the grass line, as you can see. I'm going to put some yellow right down in here, just going across through this grass. I'm not going to worry about that. Bringing it across right in here, maybe bring it up a little bit on this side. Okay, and then from there, I'm going to move into a very, very pale green. And I'm going to put that right along the edge here. Next to the yellow. And then I'm also going to kind of bring this pale green up. Just along through the air. Make another one coming right down in here. And another one going right over on the side here, using that light pale green. There we go. And then I'm going to use a yellow green, and I'm just going to kind of bring it around, not all the way up, just part of the way up here on the deer, up to about his backside area. Bring it in through here. Little on this side over here, just a little bit. I'm going to blend those together. Maybe just bring it across here, just like that, just a wee bit. And then we'll make maybe, we want a little bit of this light green up in here too, to kind of give that nice reflection. And then let me find that's green gray. Here's blue green. I'm going to get a little blue green, and I'm going to put that right in here. Just a little bit, some of it up in this area. Along the edge right there. I'm looking for my I can't read what that says. Prussian blue. Okay, we'll go with Prussian blue. We're going to put some of that up here at the top. I want a little lavender in here too. Right in this area maybe. And then back to this Prussian blue, we're just going to bring it in here. Down along here. Around the edges. I want it to be a little darker. So I'll put that right along the edge there, just like that. And now we're all ready to blend. I know it looks like a hot crayon mess right now, doesn't it? Okay, that's all right though. Don't worry about that. We're going to open this baby oil and get us just a couple of drops. It doesn't take much. I put it in the cap, just a couple of drops of baby oil. And then I'm going to take, let's see, make sure that's in the camera frame. Take my Q-tip, I'm going to dip it in there, and then I take it and I roll it and squeeze it against the side of the cap, pushing more of the oil back out of the Q-tip, because I don't want to saturate this. I just want to use it to blend, so I'm trying to get most of the oil out. Okay, starting down here at the yellow, I'm just going to see how magical that is. It just touches the oil pastel, the baby oil, and just begins to make a beautiful blending of the oil pastel. Just nice and easy. Bring a little bit of that there. Now we're going to go into this light green right here. Bringing the yellow up with us right into this pale, pale green that we had. Bringing the yellow along. Don't worry about the little streaks of blue that get in it. That's all right. We're not worried about that at all. Bring this all the way up into here. Maybe get just a little bit more oil. And we're trying to not get into a lot of the other colors next to it, but a little bit's not going to hurt anything because we are going to get that blended in just a second there. But I'm trying to blend all of that light green together right through here, that lighter green color with that yellow. Okay, now that's kind of spent, as you can see. That one's kind of spent. So let's move on to the other side. Do the same thing, roll us a new end, roll that in there. And then we're going to start right here, and we're just going to blend this green and yellow together a little bit there. Not too much, because we don't want it to turn completely yellow. We want the light green to be in there. So let's bring it down into the yellow. Let's just mix it down through there. Some of that green. All the way up through here. This is, I'm barely, I know it sounds like I'm really putting some elbow into that, but I'm really not. It's barely pushing it. I'm not scrubbing it very hard at all. It's not what I would call being a lot of elbow grease to get that done. Now you can see the oil right there. Hopefully when we go to do the last part, it's not going to affect that. Now we've still got one more area of this really light green to go, so we're going to start right here in the middle. I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to continue to use this last little bit of this Q-tip that's left here, because there's still plenty of oil in it and I can just use it. I'm just going to push it, pushing the colors down into here, blending it together because I want that to be a nice light color right in here. There we go, just blending it together just like that. There. That's looking good. Looking good. Now we got a light green up here that we still need to blend in. So let's just take that Q-tip and tilt it over another way and start blending this. Bring it right on up into this blue-green. Green-blue, blue-green. Bring it down a little bit around the back of the steer. Okay, let's flip it over and go to this side. And start using it on this light green here. Blending that in, bringing it over into this yellow. And right up into this blue-green. Bringing that blue-green down along the edge of the deer there. There we go. That looks nice. Now we'll start with this one. Get me a new one. I'm going to start going into that purple and the blue-green there and blending them together. Okay, so first we will start with the purple. And just kind of pull it across. Gonna come down here and bring it across down through here. Get a little bit of that blue. I'm not gonna worry too much about it getting in there. Pull it right into the green. Bringing it up. Pulling the green down in. Bringing it across through here. I'm not too worried about that. We're gonna blend this up through here. I might put a little more light right in there. Take my finger and blend that in. So you can always do that too, using your finger. I might want a little more of the yellow. Where's that yellow green? Here it is. Maybe get just a little more of that in that pale green. Just a little bit in there, just like that, just to get it that shimmer back and forth again. Let me take that and just sort of blend it a little. I don't need to blend it in there a lot. I just want it to be a little blended. There we go, just like that. Okay, so we still are retaining that look. We can take this and blend it down just a little bit. Now back to this purple that we were working on. Bring it up through here. Into the blue. Up along the sides of the green. Get it in there a little bit. And then I'm going to take my finger. That seems to be a better blending tool actually for this. And just rub that in. Maybe bring a little more right in there. There we go. A nice blending. There we go. I like that. That looks nice. Now we're ready to just start moving right into that dark blue that we've got edged all over it. Pull this down in through here. A little bit of that blue-green. Just going to start blending this dark blue. I'm not worried about it getting on the back of the card. That's not going to hurt it at all. Nobody's going to check that, I can guarantee. Okay, and then I'm going to take my finger and just rub it along the edge of it here. Bring that dark blue right down in here on top of the purple, into the green. Pulling it right along. Right in here. And bring it down into this area. Turn that over. Maybe get just a drop more oil. Start working from the corner over here. And I'm just pulling it down into these other colors. Trying to blend it up real well in here. That light? Yeah, that light's... Okay. Where's another one? Here we go. Let's get one more. Squeeze that out. And I'm just going to get into this dark blue in here. I'm just going to bring it in around the deer. Around that outline on there. Some down into this lighter green back here. Pulling it right on up along through here. We're going to get a little more oil mixed on it. There we go. I'm kind of making little small circles actually is what I'm doing here. Just little small circles and sort of turning the Q-tip as I'm going. Bring in this other green along the edge here. Kind of scrubbing that a little bit, actually. Actually, I am kind of scrubbing that a little bit through there. Push it into the green. Pull it down in here into this yellow. I want to blend it all the way down to the edge. There we go. Maybe a little more color over on this. Kind of get the feel. Aurora Borealis going on back here. Bring this down along the edge here. Okay, so now we need to add a little bit of dark to it because it's awfully light. So we're going to go up here. Because we do have light as part of what's happening right now. So we'll just put a little bit down in through there. Not too far. Not too far. Go back. Okay. Should I start with a fresh one? I probably should start with a fresh one instead of trying to use what was left of that other one. We'll just start with this one, and we'll start over here in the corner, and we'll just sort of work in some night back here. Little bit of darkness back along through there. Now we don't want to take over all of the dark blues, so we just want to kind of pull this along, kind of darkening up the edge of our card. It's really what I'm wanting to do here is just darken the edge of my card, so I'm just going to kind of take the black and pull it on the side all the way down. Just using the black. Maybe pull a little bit more. Just kind of darkening it up just a little bit along the edges here. There we go. Pushing this down through here. Get a little darkness to set in. Keep some of that blue showing back in there. Worry, I'm going to go back and put white on the top of that and really highlight that out a little bit there. I'm going to take this and do the same thing, just pulling it down along the edge here. Use my finger just a little bit to rub that down. Put a little more right up here, then this right through here. Okay, now we've got some really nice looking little contrast going on right there. Next thing we're going to do, put just a little bit more right there. Just darken that up just a smidgen right here in this corner. Don't want to get it all over my fingers though, because then I'll be getting it everywhere. Okay, now we'll get our white And we're just going to put the white right on top of it right here. Going just like that. Now, I'm not going to use my Q-tips to blend that. I'm just going to take my finger and just mute it, really, is what I'm doing. I'm not really blending it. I'm just muting it a little bit by just rubbing my finger on the top of it to just very, very slightly blend it. There we go. About like that. That's how we want that to look. Okay, now we are ready to work on the deer. For this part of it, you can either use a highlighter, a black marker, not a highlighter, a Sharpie marker. You can do that. You can use your black oil pastel and do the bottom of this in black and fill the deer in black, and then just very lightly rub it. I wouldn't rub it very hard, though. You don't want it to smear into these other colors. I wouldn't blend it with any kind of the oil or anything like that if you're planning on doing that. A marker would work great. You can use a charcoal pencil. I'm going to use an HB. That's a type of artist type pencil. You'll see here, I'm just going to start filling in my outline with this pencil. It's a nice charcoal type pencil. And it goes well over top of the oil. Fill in these little antlers right here. This is not little party hats, they're little antlers. Here we go. Well, hi Mel, hi Clover. I just happened to look up and see that someone had made comments. Hey, I appreciate that. You like the blue around his head? Yeah, it gives it a little bit of darkness back in there. I didn't want to put it all black because if I'm going to fill him in with a charcoal type pencil, I didn't want the sky to be completely black behind him. He wouldn't even show up. So I thought, well, we'll just kind of do the blues back in there and put the black around the edges. And that way, that'll hopefully make him pop out a little bit better, hopefully. Another thing I like about this kind of pencil is, you know, unlike like a number 2, it's got more of a very easy graphite inside of it that colors real quickly, fills in the areas, and will do it quite darkly. You just got to rub a little bit. I like that pencil. Okay, now we'll just go down. Now, like I said, you know, like when you're drawing things like this, when you look at this, all I did was went online and found a silhouette of a deer. Silhouette of a deer. There you go. Print it out. Draw it on your paper. Very simple. You look at it, it doesn't even have a head shape. It's just got an indication of where the head would even be. So you don't even have to worry about drawing something like that. It's basically just some ears, some antlers, a neck, a body, and some legs. I'm going to turn this just a little bit for myself here. He's a muscular deer, isn't he? He's got popping muscles right through here. Now, I may not be able to do a live on Wednesday. It will depend on whether or not I have the streaming ability. We may possibly be out of town this Wednesday, so I may not be able to be with you on Wednesday. But I will be back next Saturday if that's the case. I'll try to be here Wednesday. Just, you know, I'll have something for you. I'll post a video or something for you if I'm not here. But I may not be here. Depends. We may be going back out of town. Just filling this in. Down here on this other back leg. Keeping you guys in the, yeah, okay, it's in the, on the screen still, it's in the frame. I want to make sure I'm keeping it in the frame. I'll look up and I'll be way off the page somewhere. You guys won't even know what I'm doing. I'm going to make sure I'm keeping it there for you. Okay, now we just kind of got to fill him in. And as you can see, it's kind of light back in the back. So I'm kind of gonna go in the same direction here. Just like that. Take my finger and rub it a little bit to fill in some of those extra little white spots back there. See that blend? Just rub that off on a paper towel. And that way when I go this time over it, it'll fill it in much better. Right in through here. Across the bottom. There we go. That deer is pretty well colored in if you ask me. Now we've got these little cattails. That's what I think this is. Little cattails sticking up back here. So we'll go ahead and fill them in since the pencil is a little bit pointy at this point from where I've used it on its side. There we go. And then we're just going to kind of go over this here with our pencil, fill in a little more of the grass area. Careful not to rub into this now, because if you get your hand on it, if you get your hand on top of that, that's really going to make a smeary mess. So be careful with that. And your grass is not going to be the same length, as I always say, nor is it going to go in the same direction. You can add some more to it than what's already drawn here. There we go. Fill the bottom in here. And right across through here. So I gotta be careful doing that, or I will be dragging my palm through it, because I am a left-handed person. I know it looks to you guys like I'm using my right hand, but that's because things are backwards on the camera. So to you it looks like I'm right-handed. Actually, I'm left-handed. So when I do this, I'll be dragging my hand over the top of it. Oh, thank you, Clover. I really like that. You guys made the whirligig. Yeah, I've got mine right here. He's a little bent up now. Kind of got sitting around, but there he is. He's still working. He's still cool. I need to sit it up straight up instead of having it laying down. I kind of bent it. Well, I don't know. That doesn't really help it either, does it? Yeah, those are easy and fun. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm just going to keep on filling this in real quick with the black. I am going to cut a little bit off of the bottom of the card so I don't have to worry about this so much being all the way to the bottom, because then I'll just be working too hard trying to make it just perfect, perfect, perfect. And I don't need to do that. We can just get it so far down, cut off the bottom of the card. It's no big deal. Card's a little big for most envelopes anyway. This actual size here, it's bigger than a regular sheet of paper. So I can cut off probably a ½ inch of it down here or so and not even worry about it. Actually, I think that's about how much too big it is. I don't know. Maybe it tells you on here how big this is. Oh, this is a 9 by 12 piece of paper. So, you know, that makes it bigger than most of your card envelopes anyway. So if you're going to put it in an envelope, and this is what I've got you using to make your cards, then you will have to get yourself something and get you a pair of scissors and cut it down to size so that it can fit in an envelope, because this would definitely be too big for that. All right, we're just going to get this colored in here. Maybe if I turn it this way now. Yeah, that's still for you guys can still see it pretty good. I like the sound of a pencil scrubbing on paper like that. Sound of the pressure. Because I am putting pressure on that. I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on that pencil. You can see it's still got a good nib on it down here. Good tip. These pencils, I love these kind of pencils. You can really get a lot of graphite out of it. Charcoal or whatever in the heck it is that's inside of there. Okay. So there we have it. There's our Father's Day card. All we have to do is open it up and write Happy Father's Day on the inside of it, and it's done. Let me get that little piece of whatever that was off of down here. Probably a little piece of paint speck. But anyway, there we go, guys. Our Happy Father's Day card with oil pastels. Hey, Carol. Thank you for joining me. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Very easy to make. It needs a little more, I think, darkness back in through here. Just a little bit. I'm looking at it on the computer and thinking, no, it needs just a little more darkness in here. I don't want to get too dark, but I want it to look still darker. I don't know, darker. Let's see if I just use my finger, how that'll work. Just to give it a slightly darker look back in the back here. What am I touching down here? Something's making a weird little noise. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of got more of the night light look to it. Actually, I could probably even take some white and make little stars. in the sky back here. I don't know if the white would show up well enough for that, though, if you did that. Keep turning the tip of the oil pastel to where it doesn't get little spots of black on it. Not too many, though. I don't want it to... Not too many, and I just keep making them. You guys know how I am. You can't stop. Just gotta keep doing stuff. Just gotta keep doing stuff. See a couple little stars up in the sky there. Just a few. I gotta stop, guys. We've been on for 40 minutes. I'm going to let you go so you can get on with your Saturday and enjoy your day. I appreciate you being here with me today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. And if I don't see you this Wednesday, I will definitely be back on next Saturday. And like I said, be sure and be ready for the Vacation Bible School that's going to get started in July. I appreciate you being here with me today. Thank you. Bye.